As we take a look at some of the latest news that's going on, we see in Yahoo Finance here that they have an article stating stocks pushed to the brink of a bear market on Christmas Eve. And basically the article just basically covers the whole idea that the S&P 500 fell to within a hairline of a bear market territory. It fell 19.6%, and 20% drop is what they consider to be a bear market. And it fell like 19.8% is actually what the percentage was that it fell. So as we're looking at this and we're seeing the news of what's going on in the stock market and in the financial world, we're seeing that stocks are not doing very well. In reality, actually, you're going to find out that stocks have had their worst December since the Great Depression in 1931. And you'll find out, too, that if you look around at the whole idea of what's going on in the market, you'll find out that, according to CCN, not just crypto and Bitcoin, but every major asset class had a major fallback in 2018. And if we take a look down here, they show the asset class quilt and the total returns. And according to Anthony Pompliano, who is very well versed and very hooked into what's going on financially, he said the S&P 500 lost almost $755 billion today alone. That's more money lost in a single day for public equity investors than all cryptocurrency investors combined this year. Americans actually own cryptocurrency. And we see that there's 5.5% of Americans that own cryptocurrency in one form or another. Basically in Bitcoin really is the 5.15%, and then you go down to Bitcoin Cash, which is 0.90%, less than 1% of Americans, then Cardano, which is 0.45%, then Ethereum, which is 1.80% of Americans own some portion of Ethereum. Average people having purchased about $1,243 there. Ripple, 0.85% of Americans own Ripple at $299.06 on average, then Stellar Lumens at 0.40, and then other cryptocurrencies at 0.75. But the general idea of this whole thing is that when you look at the cryptocurrency market, you don't see very much of the percentage of Americans owning very much in cryptocurrency right now. And it's interesting to note too that when you look at cryptocurrency compared to the other asset classes, that it's still young. It's only 10 years into its growth. Its maturity hasn't hit yet. But if you look at other charts that parallel the .com and the internet and things like that, you'll find out that the cryptocurrencies are actually on the same trajectory as the .com boom and the internet when it first started, and you lay those one over top of the other and you'll get pretty similar lines compared to where they're at and what they're doing as far as growth. And that's in a 10-year old asset. Now they're considering it an asset class, cryptocurrency, to be an asset class. So here's the next thing that we want to look at. Again, how many consumers own cryptocurrency? And you go by country here, and you'll see that Turkey is the largest holder of cryptocurrency as far as countries go at 18%, then Romania, and then you go down. And USA only has about 8% of its citizens owning cryptocurrency in one form or another. Of course, Bitcoin being the term, the generic term for cryptocurrency or digital currency, as some people know it. But when you hear Bitcoin, they're talking about the cryptocurrency market in general. Bitcoin just being the initial one who started the whole thing, and therefore it's considered, Bitcoin is considered the market at this point. So basically when we look at this and we consider what we've got here and what's going on, you've got volatility in the stock market, you've got some volatility in cryptocurrency being a young, immature market yet and still making its mark. And it's going to go through its growing pains, but it certainly seems like it's getting ready to make a move here in 2019 too, as we come to the end of 2018 here. You're going to notice too that there have been a lot of headlines that have been going around stating that there are a lot of people building platforms to get into the cryptocurrency space. You've got the New York Stock Exchange that is building a platform, has a platform in place already, and is hiring people to run its platform and to handle its day-to-day operations. You've got Goldman Sachs, who is putting together a platform for cryptocurrency for the retail market. You've got Fidelity, which has launched Fidelity Digital Assets, and it's getting its ducks in a row to work with its customers to get them into the cryptocurrency market as well. Fidelity, interesting enough, oversees about $7 trillion worth of retirement funds. So it's interesting that they're getting into the game as well. And then you'll notice too that there are other aspects of the financial world that are getting into it. You have, let's take a look globally just for a moment. You have the Royal Bank of Canada. You have the Bank of England that's getting into it. You have countries that are getting into it. Malta is heavily invested into cryptocurrency, which is pretty interesting. Liechtenstein is heavily into cryptocurrency. You've got, of course, China is heavily invested into cryptocurrency. India is heavily invested into cryptocurrency. And then you come to the U.S., and the U.S. has got some things going on in cryptocurrency, but yet the SEC continues to drag their feet on regulations and on whether, certain cryptocurrencies and companies and coins and tokens and things of that nature that have to do with the cryptocurrency market, if they're a security or not. But mark my words that the SEC, the United States government, will not allow itself to be bowled over by the rest of the world and to be left in the dust. When everybody starts to rush into cryptocurrency, they are certainly going to have their ducks in a row. We know that for sure. The government has already started to look into, the Trump administration has already put into place many groups to look into investing into, to building infrastructure into, and to seeing the whole idea of cryptocurrency. Of course, President Trump, whether you like him or not, he's a businessman. He's not a politician. And businessmen always look to hedge their bets, and they always look to see what's going on in the industry as a whole. And they're not pigeonholed and so narrow in their viewpoint that they miss these things like a lot of politicians do. So it's interesting that there have been committees put together and groups put together in the government to look into cryptocurrency, and there are groups that are actually petitioning the SEC to change their rules for the last 72-year-old rules that have kept cryptocurrency out of the market, and to change the laws on the books now to include cryptocurrency, which is pretty interesting. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to something that we call the Profit Platform system here. This has to do with taking your funds, your finances, and what you have allocated or maybe what you have not allocated into account for what you're going to do for the future, what you're going to do to hedge your bets against inflation, what you're going to do to take care of your wealth when the market starts to go volatile and starts to go upside down and things start to implode, which they're going to, because the U.S. government has been printing money for the last 10 years to cover its debt. And the fiat currency of America is useless and worthless because it has nothing backing it right now. It is just paper money, and there's nothing backing it. In 1971, when President Nixon took the U.S. dollar off the gold standard, he basically signed the death warrant for the U.S. currency, the U.S. dollar, as a Federal Reserve note. And it is no longer backed by any physical asset. Therefore, it's really useless and has no value to it. And that's why when 2008 hit for the markets going crazy and the the bottom fell out of it in 2008. That's why the government could all of a sudden print money to cover its debts, because there was nothing behind the money to keep it from not being printed. And of course, we know when you print more money and print more money and print more money just to be able to pay your debts, then you eventually create hyperinflation. Venezuela is suffering from that right now. Greece has suffered from that. And we're going down the same road. But the question comes down to, what are you going to do when the system falls apart? Where are you going to go? You can go into gold, you can go into silver. Those are definitely things that are solid. But then you have cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a non-deflationary, non-inflationary asset, and it is built into it where there is going to be no inflation with digital assets, because of the fact of just the nature of the way the blockchain technology has been set up. So if you are looking to protect your wealth, if you don't have retirement account and you're coming to retirement and you need to have more money than what you have now, or if you have a 401k or a Roth IRA or any of those things, and you know that you're not going to have enough for retirement, then the system that you're looking at here is definitely going to be a very simple system for you to be able to build wealth and to be able to potentially create a residual walkaway income. A residual walkaway income is just that. You do the work one time, you build it, and you walk away from it, and it continues to generate money for you month after month after month after month. That's how we can duplicate wealth. In this system, we teach you how to take the techniques and the strategies that the wealthy elite use to continually increase their wealth and to make money while they're sleeping. And we teach you how to do that. So if you are interested in duplicating wealth, if you're interested in walkaway income or residual wealth, if you're interested in learning how to build a nest egg and how to protect it and how to cause your money to grow even while you're working, while you're sleeping, while you're enjoying your family, while you're on vacation, and to teach you how to stop trading your time for money and to learn how to cause your money to work for you, then this is the system that you want to be a part of. There is a link below to get you hooked up to that. There is also my information below, and in the video the same thing. You'll find my information within that video. When you click on the link, you'll find all the information you need to know about our system, about how to duplicate wealth, how to build wealth, how to set yourself and your family up for the rest of your life and for generations to come. And you will also be able to learn how to stop trading time for money. So look at the information below, check out my link, click on that link to get to this here, and once you're in the system, you'll find out all the rest of the information you need to know. And if you have any questions whatsoever about anything that you see on this video, and as you're looking at the pages and the information here, do not be hesitant at one moment to contact me with the email address that you'll find in that video. Take care for now and have a good day.